What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Bay Rats and Buoys. I'm your host, Captain Gaige. We are live at the Jacob Javits Center for the 2026 Boat Show, and it's Friday, January 23rd, and I have the pleasure of sitting here with Kurt, the Northeast Sales Manager from Pursuit. Welcome to the show, Kurt.
Thanks for having me.
And we also have Brandon, who is a ambassador for Pursuit.
Yep.
And a lot of you guys also know him because you see him online with Causeway Bait and Tackle. So he's famous here today. I love it.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no doubt. So, Kurt, tell me a little bit about your booth. Your booth looks awesome. You guys did a great job. Looks phenomenal over there. And obviously, everybody loves the Pursuit. It's a great riding boat. It's amazing. Great fishing boat. Great. It's an everything boat. It really is.
Yep.
Any people for families, fishing, anything, they can.
Absolutely.
They can pick any Pursuit. And you guys have 24 to 44 foot, correct?
Yeah, we make 24 to 44 feet. In the booth this year, we have 12 boats we brought, which is,
wow.
A lot of boats, packed in that booth there. And we actually have every dual console model that we make.
Okay.
So a 24-foot dual console, 26, 30-foot, 32-foot, and a 36-foot. And the Northeast is a really strong market for dual consoles because it extends the season, really keeps you out of the weather, but also you could have a lot of people up on the bow and conversating and everything like that as well.
It's a dual. It really is not a dual console, but it's a dual purpose boat because the
like
fishing
SUV,
guys love it. When the family's not on, they got a lot of room.
Yep.
And it's a super friendly fishing boat as well. It really is.
Yes, exactly.
So, and it's a beauty too.
Yeah, and besides that, we also have, for center consoles, we have 24-foot to 35-foot at the show, which is great. Every model from 24 to 35. And then we have our offshore series. We have a 325, a 32-foot offshore, which is the cabin model boat. And we also have the OS 355. Brandon fishes an OS 385, which is, even bigger than that one. And
wow.
he fishes the hell out of it. So that's why he's the
ambassador.
He's the local guy who's showing people what they could do on that Pursuits, which is awesome.
Absolutely. So good for you. That's a great. That's a great title to have.
Yeah. I love it. I love to fish. I love Pursuits, and they fish well.
Yeah, no doubt. So where do you fish? Where do you fish out of?
So I'm out of Long Island, Jones Inlet.
Yep. The gauntlet of death.
Yeah, I go all over. Striped bass in the spring, Raritan Bay, fall, tuna.
Right.
60, 80 miles out.
What do you powering that baby
So
with?
we actually just did a repower, Yamaha V6 350s.
Okay.
I actually blew a motor last year on the V8 350s, but the boat, for 2012, it lasted a long time with those motors, and we love Yamaha, so we did another repower. And
That's it.
Boat's good for another 10 years.
Absolutely. And Kurt, your boats in the show here all have Yamahas on the back.
All Yamaha, correct. Yeah, ranging from the 24, you could get either with a 300 or 350, and then all the way up when you go up to our 445, it's, the 450 XTOs. Our 42-foot center console actually has quad 450 XTOs.
Right, real nice.
Yeah.
Those engines
That's a rocket ship, yep.
Those are beautiful.
Sure.
I love how they actually come out of the water. You know how some stick that little bit of the lower unit stays in? Those come way out, and it's so beautiful. It's a great engine. I happen to be good friends with Keith over at the Master Mechanic for Yamaha, and he brags about those. Originally, they were going to make something bigger, but why? You don't need anything bigger than that. What more do you need?
Yep.
I mean, how much more power are we going to put on these boats?
I know. There's rumors out there with bigger power. I keep hearing about it, but we'll see.
Right.
There's always rumors.
Yes. Well, listen, just like your boats are always being upgraded.
Correct.
And every year you're making changes, which, kind of makes the buyer that buys the boat now in a year or two want to get out of that boat and move into, the newer, what you guys came up with, because you got to be creative in this industry.
That's correct. You're exactly right on that. And you got to give the buyers a reason to want to upgrade and, get out of their boat and get another one. And, and also it makes them more valuable instead of trying to find a used model on the market. If you've been making the same model for 8 or 10 years, there's, people can just go buy the used one if nothing changed on it. So we're always kind of keep things fresh, and we do surveys that we send out to the customers, figure out what they like about their boat, what they don't, what they wish it had that it doesn't, and then that's how we tweak the boats.
That helps you make the improvement to the boat because it's based on customer knowledge. It really is. They're the ones using the boat, so they're going to tell you what they needed. Absolutely. So I got a guy, Rob, in my marine. He's actually a member of the Bay Rats and Buoys fishing club that we have, and he got it last year, and I can't begin to tell you, he is so stoked about it. His Pursuit is a beauty. Again, it's powered with twin Yamis, so he's loving the boat. He really is. And I haven't been out there with him on it yet, but I really can't wait because we'll do some tuna fishing on it. It's a beast.
Yep.
And you got to go to the South Shore for the tuna. So
100%.
We'll stop by Causeway. I used to go there because I used to launch my boat out of Wantor Park. But enough about me. This is about Kurt because, I mean, the area of responsibility that you cover is no joke.
Yep.
Like, it's not just like Long Island. This
Correct.
is the Northeast. So explain to them where they're boating, where they can get in touch with you,
Yep.
As far as where they live geographically, because you cover a big
Sure.
area.
So a little bit about Pursuit real quick. We're based in Fort Pierce, Florida. That's where on the east coast of Florida by Stewart. That's where the manufacturing's done. I'm personally based out of Long Island, where I live on the South Shore. And my area responsibility is from Delaware up to like the Canada border, and then as far west as Ohio. So a lot of different types of boating, which is great, and you get to see how people use their boats differently, whether they're using 24-foot dual console on Lake Winnipesaukee in New Hampshire,
right?
Or they're using a 428 S428 with quad 450s in South Jersey, running out to the canyons and stuff like that. So a lot of different styles of boating, freshwater, saltwater, everything. But that's the great thing about our Pursuits is that they could do everything. It's not just a fishing boat. It's not just a pleasure boat. You could, one of the best stories I heard from a customer in New England, he had the OS 355 35-foot cabin model. He said he went out fishing with his boys in the morning. They slayed the tuna. He said, and then they washed the blood off the deck, and then next thing you know, they went out for with the wives to Martha's Vineyard for dinner. You know what I mean? Like
talk about versatility.
Yeah. And as he was telling me the story, like his face was just reliving that day. Like what a day, right?
That's
like
awesome.
I mean,
Yep.
So it's pretty cool hearing stories like that.
Yeah, when you're reeling in tuna, and then later in the night you're lighting cigars on your Pursuit on the way to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah,
That's not a bad life. He's living. I love it.
Do everything with these boats.
But those are the stories you want to hear, and those are the stories that attract other people to the brand, because the brand, it's a great name. It's a great riding boat. So I also recommend people all the time, if you're going to look at a boat, you want a sea trial a Pursuit, because it's at the top of the line. It really is.
Yep.
It's one of the best riding boats.
Absolutely. And part of the reason I'm at Pursuit now, working for the company and proud to work there, is I had a Pursuit before I even worked for them. So it's not like oh, I just work for Pursuit for a paycheck. Like, I believed in the brand. I've had plenty of boats through the years. My Pursuit, we called it a Cadillac because it was such a good riding boat.
Waves hit in.
It was solid, and that boat was awesome, and I had such a love for it. And I'm fortunate enough now I'm running a new Pursuit. I have a S268 myself, which is a 26-foot with twin 200s on it.
Right.
And it's awesome. And the first day I had that boat coming down the canal, the looks I got, I'm getting waves from neighbors and stuff. I'm like, what's going on here?
Like, he hit Powerball. What's going on? Why's Kurt got an upgrade there?
It's crazy, the attention you get, even with something as simple as a 26-foot boat, just because it's got classic lines, especially for the Northeast, style and protection. Yeah, it's great.
They're very sexy. It's a sexy boat. And I also like the beam on them. They look, it's an impressive looking boat. But when that hull hits the waves, that's when it really starts to get impressive.
Yep.
It's not like one of these boats that you get banged around, and you're on the South Shore.
Correct.
So you get out of the bay.
Yep.
You're hitting one of the two inlets there, and you're going out, and those two inlets.
Yep.
It gets gnarly out there. That's the boat you want to be on.
Absolutely.
So you feel nice and safe.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the reasons we chose the Pursuit was also a 38-foot boat with a 13-foot beam. Where are you going to find a boat like that?
That's why I said I brag about the beam. The beam
is phenomenal.
The beam on that boat it's beautiful.
Yep.
It really is. You get on the boat, you feel like you're on a boat.
You're on a boat. 100%.
You're on a boat.
Uh-huh.
So I recommend anybody that's coming to the boat show over the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, most likely. We got a storm coming on Sunday, so we don't know if we're all going to be here yet. We didn't get the word on that. But if you are coming to the boat show, you're going to want to stop by and see Kurt or Brandon. See, they both are over at the Pursuit booth. And check them out, because these boats are something special. We'll put some videos up on the podcast here showing people what you were talking about, so they could see and
that's great.
Maybe drool and get a little jealous, because it's an awesome boat. And I appreciate you guys stopping down here to be on the podcast. This is awesome.
Yes, awesome.
Right? It's pretty cool, right?
This is great. I know. This is awesome.
Everybody's coming by and saying, wow, this place looks pretty cool. So on the way here, we figured we were going to get shag carpet to put in the thing. So now we changed the names for the weekend. It's Bay Rats and Bougie. We got Bougie at the boat show this year. Everybody's loving it. So
nice and comfy.
We appreciate you guys coming down and getting on the podcast. We really do. And do you guys have any social media you want to blast out to the people?
Yeah, so...
Because you're famous from Causeway. Everybody knows you. They're like, yo, Brandon.
Of course. Obviously, Causeway Bait and Tackle. I run the Instagram for them as well. But my personal one is B Weitz1.
Okay.
I'm always fishing, always helping people fish. So and I'm on a Pursuit. So,
and he's an ambassador for
Yes,
Pursuit, so he's showing you how great the boat is and why you should own one.
I love the boat, so highly recommend them.
And Kurt, we got it was
PursuitBoats.com. Yeah.
PursuitBoats.com.
Follow us on Instagram and social media and all that. And if you come down the show, I mean, definitely check out the S328. That's probably my favorite boat right now at the moment. You know?
Right.
And it's a 32-foot center console with a room sleeping accommodations, which is rare. You don't see that often. So pretty cool boat that kind of does everything: sandbar, fish, even overnight on it.
I might have a purchaser for you today.
Okay.
I know somebody
right.
coming down that's looking for those features. Now, if you guys can't make it here and see the 38, you can go to Atlantic City and check out the 44. So that's the next boat show. You leave here and you're going to the next boat show.
Yeah, I'll be in Miami in a couple weeks, and then I'll be in Atlantic City. I'll be at a few different ones. Hartford actually next week too, so all over. But yeah, this is a great show here in New York, and AC as well. I mean, AC, we're going to have a bunch of boats there, including that OS 445, which is our
that's the mothership. That is, and that's as big as it needs to be. You don't need to compete with the other. The 45 is enough.
Yep.
You agree?
I agree. That's What are you doing after that?
Right. How much more you need? Then you got to put more engines on. Then it's just more maintenance, more fuel, all of that. I mean, because you get a 45 with 450 XTOs on the back. Right. Come on, you go out of Jones Inlet. That's you're in the canyons by lunchtime.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, come on.
Home before lunch, you know?
That's right. With tuna on the deck.
Yeah.
And then maybe you go to Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah. Can't beat it.
No, you can't. You really can't. Well, thanks, guys, for tuning into this episode of Bay Rats and Buoys. Again, we're at the Jacob Javits Center for the 2026 Boat Show, and we are here with Kurt, the Northeast Regional Manager for Pursuit. You can go to PursuitBoats.com, and we are here with Brandon, the brand ambassador for Pursuit, and he also represents the Causeway Bait and Tackle, so all you guys know him from that, because all three of us are from Long Island, so it doesn't get better than that on the podcast. Appreciate having you guys on. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Of course. Thanks
all
for
right,
having
guys.
us.
Captain Gaige signing off. Over and out.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Bay Rats and Buoys. Be sure to visit sandcitycharter.com and follow Captain Gaige on all our social media channels.